Back when he was a purple belt, the instructor of the other guy complained because Eddie was my student and I was a referee. I told the guy, okay, that fight doesn't need a referee. He said, well, why not? Because Eddie's gonna tap the guy. And we'll be fine. We just sit around in the field and I told him, look, tell him to watch out for his right arm. And the coach thought I was joking. Eddie just went there, got the guy down, barred right down. Then I walk, raised his arm and looked at the guy. Said, I told you, see, no ref. He doesn't know how to make points. He just submits.
We Spartans are descended from Hercules himself, taught never to retreat, never to surrender, taught that death in the battlefield is the greatest glory he could achieve in his life. Spartans, the finest soldiers the world has ever known.
It's quiet now. They came from the blackness.
Be afraid! Sparta will burn to the ground! The 1,000 nations of the Persian Empire descend upon you!
What must a king do to save his world?
Instead, ask yourself, what should a free man do?
Threaten my people with slavery and death!
This is madness!
Madness. This is Sparta! We will stand and fight! A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know that 300 Spartans gave their last breath to defend it. from them everything! We're in for one wild night.
We're always going to have little tweaks. Not always, you take that back. Tweaks in the warm-ups, we still got room for tweaks. We still got room. I can't tell you how much impact the warm-ups have had on just you guys. Just you guys. The white belts and the blue belts of today's HQ would crush the white belts and the blue belts of HQ 2006. In just straight jiu-jitsu. Because now there's a reason to get really good at sport-specific jiu-jitsu because of the submission-only game. Back when 10th Planet First was born, it was all about fixing the problems that was wrong in MMA. We didn't work a lot of defense at all. Like, figure it out on your own. We got this problem, and I wanted to try to help fix it. That's what it was all about. The problem wasn't in the UFC, the problem wasn't that jiu-jitsu guys were getting choked out. They're like, fuck, we got to stop that. Let's really focus on defense. These jiu-jitsu guys are getting killed. And no, they weren't getting submitted. It would rarely happen. Mario Sperry got submitted by Igor Zinoviev in 97, 98. And I was like, what the fuck? He got guillotined. That was weird. That wasn't the problem. The problem wasn't standing passing. Like, damn, these jiu-jitsu guys, if they just had better standing passing, they would be doing so much better in MMA. The problem was the bottom game. The bottom game was, the jiu-jitsu bottom game overall in the UFC was not as dynamic as it was in sport jiu-jitsu tournaments. High level guards, super crazy dynamic with the gi, no punches. There's all these sweeps. When you go to tournaments, there are all these sweeps. They're everywhere. Everyone's pulling guard. They're so confident in their guard. They're sweeping everybody. Everyone's just sitting down, real confident. Grab on those collars and sleeves. They're going to make something happen. They don't have to worry about punches. Then you watch MMA. When you see a sweep, everyone loses their fucking mind. Like, oh my God, rewind that. He swept him. Jesus Christ. He swept the dude when there was punches and elbows. It's awesome. I get excited. Fuck, look at that. How rare it is. Super rare when there's nothing to hold on to. There's all this grease and dudes are throwing big ass elbows and shit. Guys are getting really good too. I don't know if you noticed this. At the double leg drag toss with a punch behind it, a Superman punch. You guys seen this? They're going, who did it? Some black guy in the UFC. Or was it Bellator? King Mo, maybe. It's a double leg drag toss with a Superman punch. That's legit. You're seeing a lot of that. With the submission only game, now there's a reason to be excited about sport jiu-jitsu again. I love sport jiu-jitsu now. Before, it's like if we won point tournaments, that's great, that's awesome, but that's not what we're focusing on. Now we are. Now we're focusing on winning sport tournaments, sport jiu-jitsu tournaments, but obviously submission only. I can give a shit about the points tournaments. You guys want to do them, I hope you win, and I want to see cool video footage and all that shit. But that's not our focus. If it was our focus, we'd be doing nothing but sweeping and passing all day. Submissions would be forbidden. I go, you do submissions at fucking home, you don't do that shit here. We're trying to win these points tournaments. Sweep, pass, and a lot of wrestling, balance. Let's do all these balance drills all day. Sweep, pass. That's how you win. point tournaments. That's boring to me. All right, but now we have to really focus on sports stuff and stuff that I'm not even that good at. Standing passing, I'm not even good. I'm just forcing myself to stand more. Just recently, I'm loving it. It's great. But I've been teaching it, and I know how important it is for my students. Just because I don't like to stand and pass, I love it when I see my students standing and passing and looking all beautiful and professional. I love that shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, I feel proud even though I don't really. You understand? I know that it's important. It's more important that you guys look good than that you guys are doing exactly what I'm doing. It's ridiculous. That's not a winning attitude. Winning attitude is like, let's get everything that's working. Let's figure out, if Hafa's doing it, let's take that shit. That two-step that he's doing, we're taking that shit. We're gonna go over that a little bit, little mini leg drag. We're gonna start off with that right now. There's a video that went viral by Rafa Mendes. He did a little two-step, and when you look at sweeps or passes or anything really that's working at the high level, man, you want to take that shit. Because these, I'm not saying that people, when they teach seminars, they're hiding their good stuff and don't want to give away their good stuff. They got the stuff they teach. I'm not saying that, but let's say that did exist. In a tournament, no one's hiding anything. That's when you get to see what they're really about. They're not hiding shit. They're bringing their A game. So then, when you look at something like that two-step pass that Rafa did against, I don't know who that guy was from in that Chechnya match. I'm sure he's a high-level guy. It took Rafa 14 minutes to finish him. So that guy must have been really, really good. I don't know who he is. I don't keep track with that stuff. But the pass that he did, it was the little two-step pass. It's something that we injected into the mini leg drag 8-4 drill that we've been doing for years on D days, on the standing passing days, where we spend the whole class just standing and passing. The mini leg drag 8-4 drill was designed to keep the bottom guys guard passing defense sharp, all right? But with the little two-step pass that we added from Rafa Mendes, now it's like the drill is for the guy on the bottom and it's for the guy on top too. It's for both now. And Patrick, real quick. So what we were doing before on D-Days is he'd be flat on his back and he's got his legs up and I'm at 6 o'clock here. And what we've been doing is there's a lot of different ways to pull this leg. I can just grab here and pull. I can pull here and yank. I can go here and pull, or I can go here and pull. All right? That's the one we're doing. There's a bunch of different ways. You can grab the calf. All right? So the mini leg drag 8-4 is where I'm going to step to 8, I'm going to step to 4. Really simple. I'm here, and I'm at 6 o'clock. I'm going to go flip, flip, step, and then face, and then he recovers. And then I might go to 8, I might go to 4. I don't know. Don't just go back and forth. He doesn't know where I'm going to go. Maybe I go flip, flip, here again. Boom. And then maybe I go flip, flip, boom. Stepping with the inside leg. Stepping with the inside leg. All right? And then after 3 or 4 or 5, hit him with the two-step. All right? So he's working his reaction to staying sharp. He's putting me back to 6. He's putting me back to 6 here. Boom. All right? All right? And then we're going to slow motion. Flip, 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 flip. And then we hold this leg here. Because if we're just here and he brings us over, then I'm back in the guard. All right? So I want you guys to get used to, anytime you go knee on the belly, you got to have something on this leg. It's just like if he was going spiral, if he had the spiral clench, and he's trying to go through me, he's trying to go through here. Obviously, he's trying to go through, so we're trying to keep that leg out. We're spiraling, we're trying to got something on this leg. If I don't have something on that leg and he's allowed to go all the way through, now I'm in trouble. Same thing, knee on the belly here, you got something on this. Just for a second, and eventually we're coming down. In this drill, which is here, the footwork. It's not boom, boom. Although we could step with this one, we can come on the outside of the belly. We can. But just for this drill, just focus on the footwork. All right? Make sense? You guys all know. This is for you guys. You've been doing this shit. And then, I like this so much that lately we've been doing it for 5 minutes in full class. Warm-ups, and then do this for 5 minutes, and then we start the class. Just to keep it, has to be done so quick, so perfectly, so beautifully. It takes a couple thousand reps. All right, so the footwork, bop, bop. I gotta clean it up. When I decide to make that move, his legs are coming, so we gotta clean it up. We gotta come through here. Just over and over. And then I'll switch you. All right? Let's go for it. Grab your guys. I'll switch you guys. Guy on top, get as many as you can. 3 or 4. Go. You're on film, guys, so let's look good, please. Footwork, footwork. Look at the footwork. Nice. Look at the footwork. Switch. And also, guy on the bottom. Look, guy on the bottom. You have me on the belly. If I can bring this leg over, I'm good. So he's got to block it. If he's here, see how he's blocking it? I can't reach it here now. Listo! Thought I could outsmart him. Let's go. Footwork. Focus on the footwork. You don't have to do it fast. Let's get the footwork together. Karate. Let's get the footwork together. Footwork. Nice.
예.
저기서 지금 홍영 선수의 팔을 제압한 걸 놔주지 않고 기무라 각을 만든 다음에 홍영 선수가 마운트에 있는 와중에서 기무라를 걸어버렸어요.
네.
오, 대박입니다. 그래서 두 팔 한 팔.
예.
사실은 저기서는 뭐 원래 기술이 나오지는 않거든요.
예.
어.
근데 이제 목을 또 이용했어요. 핸더슨이.
네, 여기서 눌러놓고
예.
네, 반대쪽으로 손목을 이 기무라각을 만들어서 저기서 이제 홍영희 선수가 저렇게 되기 전에 손목 잡힌 것을 풀고
예.
저기서 지금 홍영희 선수의 팔을 제압한 걸 놔주지 않고 기무라각을 만든 다음에 홍영희 선수가 마운트에 있는 와중에서 기무라를 걸어버렸어요.
네.
오, 대박입니다. 그래서 두 팔 한 팔.
예.
사실은 저기서는 뭐 원래 기술이 나오지는 않거든요.
예.
어.
근데 이제 목을 또 이용했어요. 핸더슨이.
네, 여기서 눌러놓고
예.
네, 반대쪽으로 손목을 이 기무라각을 만들어서 저기서 이제 홍영희 선수가 저렇게 되기 전에 손목 잡힌 것을 풀고
So my index stay 8, niggas stay hating. They got the late night case, tight boot lace, ass going like a chase. Tell me what your life like. Shit, mine's real. Everything's signed and sealed. Tell me what your life like. Shit, mine's real. Everything's signed and sealed. Tell me what your life like. Shit, mine's real. Everything's signed and sealed. Tell me what your life like. Mine's real. Everything's signed. Who shot ya? Nigga feeling laugh from my chopper. We can grab our piece and get this season and get it on, nigga. Take this shit to the streets.
You know,
but you
somebody gonna say they
and
did it
squeak
before,
to
you know,
police
like always.
until you get hit with the 4-pound heat.
You know, only
Blood
one's
start
the
to
best.
beat, heartbeat get
There you
weak.
go.
Sitting to the breeze, forever you'll sleep. 6 feet deep, you drowning in shit's creek. The Sandman visit niggas in they sleep. Picture me in prison getting visits by the week. Even if they cuff on, my boys got instructions. Strictly destruction. Everybody suffering. Your kids buck fuck them. Start them with construction. Show mercy or not. Feed them till they skin puff. hustle, slaughter, torture, pour acid on your daughter. Get bitch worked up, raper, make a brick of water. Now you can go and tell Jake that lame niggas the same nigga. Inquires front page nigga, like the Latin with his K in the cave nigga. Hitmen for hire, guns getting paid nigga. I got 100 for your head in the bag, another 100 if it's broad day on the ad. Who shot you? I'ma ride with my niggas, die with my niggas, get high with my niggas, flip pies with my niggas till my body get hard. Soul touch the sky till my number get called. God shut my eyes, I'ma ride with my niggas, die with my niggas, get high with my niggas, flip pies with my niggas till my body get hard. Soul touch the sky till my number get hard. God shut my eyes, I'ma ride with my niggas, die with my niggas, get high with my niggas, flip pies with my niggas till my body get hard.
This shit is bananas.
Got the buck driving by, so they know that you're on the wall.
Shit, if you
Got the tree, quick. Got that tree. You get to the back and then back to the tree. Got
it?
Go.
Hey, this is Brandon Ryan with Pocket Ryu Martial Arts and 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu Omaha. I'm here with my assistant Didi, and today I'm going to show you 2 techniques that can be done from sitting in a chair. If you're wheelchair bound and you don't have much mobility in your legs, these are perfect techniques that I find that are very high efficient and anybody can do. So the first variation we're actually going to do is an arm drag to a rear naked choke. So what's going to happen is my attacker is going to grab me. I'm going to pop this out, move this across. She spins. I'm going to kick her back leg, take the choke. Okay. Second technique. She's going to try to punch. My hands come straight into her face as a shoulder reflex. And now, if you have the strength in your legs to stand up, grab and take down. Now, people say in fighting you don't go to the ground unless you have to, but and I agree with that. But if you have a condition like me and you have cerebral palsy, you want to take full advantage of passing the guard and getting to a better control where you can hit and headbutt. All right. So going back one more time. She's going to grab, I pop this up, angle it off, shuck, stomp the back of the leg, take the choke. Number 2, she goes to punch, boom, hands comes up, grab the leg, take down, come up and be ready to strike. Alright, so those are 2 very quick techniques that can be done. So yeah. I know this may look like just basic wrestling or Gracie combatives, but it's all effective, and I think anybody can use it. So I hope that these techniques are useful to you, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a message. But thanks for watching. Wrong.
Right.
There you go. All right. So submission number 1. Okay.
I want to come around.
Yeah. Alright, so my arm's going to be right here. This is number 1. Okay, this is a break. Okay. Number 2. Comes up. 3. My leg comes over. Squeeze. Number 4, be very careful. Goes for an L. This comes on top. Okay, this is a shoulder and neck crank. Number 4, arm triangle, squeeze, okay, switch. I can come here, I can feed this through to work a wrist lock of some kind. Alright, that doesn't work, I can come back to here, I switch. This comes underneath, grabs my wrist. That stem up, he comes stem down, I trap, he straightens it. Not my favorite submission, but get this, and then You can re-swipe. Take it here. Transfer to mount. Okay? You can still keep this arm here. Finish. Same thing. Okay? Now, if I posture up into the mount, it gives me his arms foolishly. I walk my legs up, trap, straight armbar. I can go here, or if he sits up, I follow. Okay, I can go here, triangle, over, clear the arm, pull the hip down. There's your triangle. And there's so much you can do from right here, but that's just a really fast sequence. So this is going to be for us to review because there's so much you can do from one position. We had to memorize like probably 50 different submissions around the whole human body. So, but I'm just giving you a very base start.
In the band of sea, I'd go down and visit this eel because, like a lot of animals, they have a home, and you could always find her in her home. She never ever was friendly. I offered a fish, she wasn't friendly. And this is year to year to year, you know. One day, I'm lying outside chatting away to this eel, and she came out. She didn't just come out. She swam around me, she swam between my legs, she nuzzled my face, and I thought, this is amazing. And after that, we have been great friends. And now when she sees me coming, and I might not see her for a year, once I didn't see her for 3 years, this thing comes out across the sand and swims over to me and hugs and loves, and she loves to be scratched. And there is no doubt in my mind that that eel really likes me.
Report to the bullpen. Rocky report to the bullpen.
Get your guard, get your guard. Keep framing. There you go. Nice.
Go, take your time, take your time.
Keep working that go clinch.
There you go, Mike. Do you.
Nice, Jeremiah. Set it up, bro. That's it. Just like we talked about, bro. Very nice.
Yeah.
Lock it up.
There you go, lock it up. Take your time, take your time. No rush, no rush. Relax. Relax. All right, competitors.
4.5 minutes, Jeremiah.
All D, master, male and female, white belt competitors report to the bullpen. All D, master, male and female, white belt competitors report to the bullpen.
Nice. Take it. Good job, Jeremiah.
Now the tweak to D1. That one had a lot of room. Double knee, double leg drag toss. to judo side. Shit, that takes a second. All right, so what we added, the very important side control escape. And already in C, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 side controls in C, escapes. The very basic one, leaning on the door. 2, we hit him with the Heisman off double C cup, and then we hit him with the Heisman. And then getting inverted. The guy passes your guard, you're just automatically inverted. That's why I keep repeating over and over, when you hit the flip over pass, as he's flipping over, you're already getting inverted with him. You're a spring. You're always closing the distance. Your hips are always coming up. That's what I'm trying to instill in you guys. You understand? It isn't flip over, he gets to north-south, you do this and then you bring your legs over. You do that at the very beginning. All right, but ultimately, anytime someone's you're already turning into them. That's why we do that 10 to 2 drill. The 10 to 2 drill, you're already getting used to getting inverted as soon as he makes a move one way or the other. In the 10 to 2 drill. And by that I mean this, for those of you that are behind on mastering the system and haven't, do you suck at this? Yes. Zach, let me use you. Zach can do it. The 10 to 2 drill, again, is for him. The 8 to 4 drill was for him too. So he's sharp with that 8 to 4. But the 10 to 2 drill is I'm going to step to 10, a 10 to 2, or 2. So as I step here, he gets inverted and captures me. Pauses, and then he squares up again. And then up here. So ultimately, he's going to bam, he's just going to invert at any sign of passing. All right? Basic introduction to getting inverted. All right? So, with D, we're doing this. So D now, come here, Patrick. So we start with so with D, we start here, and he's standing up. D is the stand-up passes, and the double leg drag toss is huge. All right, so he's gonna hold the ankles like this. He can hold both hands on one ankle and do shit here and pull, or he can do both here and get really good at taking me one side or the other here. All right. So now what we're adding is as soon as he passes, I go double C up again. It's a good habit to do this before he closes this up. Right here, once he gets this, it becomes harder and harder. Once he has a grip on my head, if I have him here,
let's go, Curtis.
Lower level. No fight. Go ahead and fight. Let's go. No.
There you go, stay on top. Stay on top.
Go. Roll. Watch out for that neck. Get the head out. Let's go, Pete. Now I said, beautiful, Pete. Hey, Pete, now we got side control, Pete. We got switches to more to the north, Pete. That's it, Pete. Watch out. Go to the other side, Pete. Keep circling up. Pete. Keep moving. Pete, go. Pete, keep moving.
No adult female beginner light. All competitors report to mat number 8. No adult female beginner light. All competitors report to mat number 8.
That's it, Pete. Nice. That's it, Pete. We're going to take same thing, Pete. Same thing. Hey, Pete, control that bottom leg. Snap that bottom leg down. Pete, control that bottom leg. Control it. Grab it. Grab that bottom leg, Pete. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go, Pete. No. Let's go. Pete, 2-on-1. Pete, 2-on-1. Yes, Pete. Move, Pete.
Nice, Curtis. Take it.
No adult male expert heavy to.
Let's go, Pete.
No adult male expert to the bullpen area. No adult male expert to the bullpen area.
That's it, Pete. That's it. it. Turn into Kimura. Turn into Kimura. Yes.
Nice, Curtis. Beautiful, buddy. Wow.
多次 First Time 就有5000分，俾啲表情啊！
你看了也是1000。
哇！俾啲收拾心情，收拾心情，好激昂㗎，好激昂嘅，知唔知啊？每一下要撞眼啲石頭。7000分 ，A 啊！快啲！2、3，開始。
Fran Mahid. I'm here with Alan Jouban, who is on the UFC 184 card, going down in just a couple weeks here in Los Angeles. He'll be facing Richard Walsh, and we're here down at I still call it the Tap Out Gym, but I guess it's HQ now. You're doing some rolling with Eddie Bravo today. So how long have you been training with him?
He's been my first and only jiu-jitsu coach from the beginning. So I don't know, probably going on like 7 years now, 7 or 8 years with him.
So what do you like about him stylistically? Why is he the one that you sought out to learn jits from?
Well, we just kind of ran into each other, to be honest. He started his 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu at my Muay Thai gym at the time, which was Bomb Squad. And from there, one small school evolved into he's got like 50 or something, 50 schools worldwide now. So he's just always been there with me. But he's got the open-minded approach. I try to take what I like out of his system and use that with my MMA skills. And like I said, he's open-minded, and he's always been there for me from the beginning. He's been my first and only coach. And it's a no-gi system, which I like, being that I'm an MMA fighter.
So what were you working on specifically today? You and Jared kind of came aside and worked on some stuff. Something specific that you've seen in Richard's game that you feel like you're going to need?
Well, I just really wanted to sharpen up some of the rubber guard. Rubber guard obviously is what Eddie's known for the most. And some people get it, some people don't get it. Some people don't think there's a place for it in MMA. People that appreciate the guard really like it. People that appreciate being able to do submissions from the bottom, because a lot of times people are just trying to get up. So I just try to keep the MMA fight with a lot of action. I don't want to be on my back shooting for a submission the entire time and looking like I'm losing for the judges. But if the opportunity is there to grab a hold of him, control him, and look for the submission, then I'm going to take it. So we were just going over a couple high percentage rubber guard moves that I could utilize in a fight. And if it's not there, then I'm going to plan on getting up.
No, you're right. There is a real mindset, especially from a lot of guys that come from wrestling. They're like, I got to get up. I just got to get up. But you can be more busy, and you can, quote unquote, score points from the bottom. Even if you don't submit.
Even if you don't submit. The judges don't always see it in favor of that, so I try to play on the air of caution and look for 1 or 2 submissions and then maybe look to get up. I've learned my lesson over time. Playing submission game too long in the back, the judges frown upon it. So it's something that I've kind of had to learn from experience of being inside the cage. But now I definitely want to go for my high percentage moves and then look to get up.
Nice. So what is it about Richard's game, Filthy Richard, that you've seen? He's just had a couple of fights in the UFC as you have. What do you think? Where do you think he's dangerous?
I think he's like a grinder, to be honest. He's a tough guy. He's very strong looking, and he's aggressive. He likes to push forward. From the majority of his fights, he's one of these guys that really likes to throw hands, put you on the cage, and then make you work to get off and make you work and to get up from the ground. So I kind of think that his style favors me in a way. I've worked really extensively the last year or two down at Black House, now that I'm there now, working with Kenny Johnson and Bolt Wrestling. We do a lot of working off the cage type drills to get off the cage, get back to wherever you're strong at. For me, being my stand-up, I think that I'm a crisper striker than him, and I think that after slowing the fight down, getting off the cage, the fight's going to favor me with my striking.
Now, Black House, obviously a great gym. Where did you, because I guess you fought for RFA before, right? So is that how you got connected down there with Ed Suarez and the guys?
Yeah, it was actually RFA first. I signed with RFA. I had a great fight in my debut, which ended up getting Fight of the Year. After that, they threw me right into a title fight. I lost the title fight by a 5-round decision, and that's where I figured I need to do something else. I pretty much got out wrestled, and that's when it clicked. I was going to Black House for sparring, but sparring only. And then I figured, Kenny Johnson's there. He has great wrestling. Why am I only going for sparring? Why am I not going there 2-3 days a week and working on stuff that I just lost my fight to? So that's when I made the click. Right after the RFA fight, I called Ed Suarez up. I said, man, I would love to come train there. I'd be part of the team. I'll be there consistently. I'm not one of these guys that just shows up and leaves. And he was all for it. He was super cool about it. And since then, I don't know, that was a year or two ago, I've been there 3 days a week working with him, and it's paid off.
Well, obviously, it's great, too, when you have somebody like Lyoto Machida to train with. You really can't go wrong with somebody as good as he has. Anything in particular that, obviously he's a veteran, a former champion. It's such an intelligent man, high IQ in fighting and outside of the octagon. Anything specifically he's kind of taught you about how to progress the UFC and approach your fight career?
I wouldn't say that he's necessarily taught me stuff too much. Verbally told me things, but it's just, you just pick up on it. You pick up on a way a champion comes to the gym, the way they handle themselves, the way their fight preparation goes. You can tell when I can tell in sparring when I'm sparring with him when he's in fight mode or not fight mode. My body feels it. My body tells me the amount of damage that I take. So I can tell, you know, how he trains, but I see how he trains. He comes and he's always stretching before, stretching after, working on specific techniques. When we spar, he'll sometimes stop me and tell me, you know, don't do this. You're dropping your hand here. And so it's just little subtle things that he does that he's been there before. He has the experience and he's been a champion at the highest level. And so you just start to pick up on that as well.
I love watching him with Chinzo and their dad, and it's so, you know, it's so intense. It's just so intense, but what a great guy he is, and I'm really glad that you have the opportunity to train, and thank you for letting us come and film that too, because I know some people are like, don't film me training with Lyoto, because it's hard to win.
He could have been weird about it too, you know, like, so he could have tried to beat me up, or who knows how it would have went, but it was a very normal sparring session for the most part.
Very cool. Well, you know, it's interesting. Just a few minutes ago, you and Jared were rolling, and I posted a picture on Instagram, and the first comment right away, somebody said, Alan Jouban is the future of the UFC. Now, I feel like you've heard this a little bit before already. You had a great fight the first one out. Tough loss against Warley Alves in your last one. It was a close fight. But do you feel that already that there's a swell of, you know, fans for you already, and that you are maybe seen as the next generation?
Yeah, I'm starting to see it. But with that said, I will say that I was very taken by surprise. I was very pleasantly shocked when I didn't know how the UFC crowd would perceive me. You know, I've been fighting on the regional shows. I've been fighting throughout the states with RFA. But once you get to the UFC, is a whole slew of fans who had never heard of you, and you don't know how they're going to take you. You know, I've been coming back with the whole pretty boy image thing, or sometimes my fighting style may not favor certain people. So you never know how they're going to perceive you once you get to the big show. And fortunately, I had a great debut. That didn't hurt, and then it's just kind of taken storm since then. I've been getting a lot of really more positive feedback than negative feedback. You know, you have both sides, but a lot of really good feedback, and I've been hearing a lot of people saying stuff like you, that they see the potential in me, and the marketability and all that stuff's there. So it's just encouraging for me to go out and do what I already wanted to do. But now that I have people backing me and seeing what I see, yeah, it's definitely encouraging.
Well, and it's funny. I mean, you know, as having been a model, and you still do work at that as well, right? There's certainly that element of guys that, wants to see you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, there always will be that, and that's fine, because you know what? As long as they're viewing in to see me get my ass kicked, to see me win, it doesn't matter. They're viewing in. Yeah. So and everybody knows that. I mean, you have guys like John Jones that sometimes he plays the bad guy role, but you know what? People view it, people watch it, and so you have to have something about you that's intriguing. You can't be just another guy mixed in. There's almost 600 fighters in the UFC, probably 100 guys in my division. I don't want to blend in. You know, if it's love it or hate me, obviously I don't like the bad guy role. I want to be who I am, and to me that's a good guy, and I just want to inspire people and fight my kind of fight and show heart. But you want people to tune in, so however you have it, you know.
Well, it's funny, we had some fun at your expense on the, I guess it was a post-fight show. I can't remember if it was pre-fight or post-fight. It was Josh Koscheck, who was on the air, and it was his first time, and he kind of started having some fun. We were talking about the pretty boy thing. If people don't remember this, it's really a classic moment. Took out his grill, I guess we call it that. Mm-hmm. Took out all his teeth and basically said, Alan, you should get a hot girl now because you're pretty, but you're not going to stay that way. What did you think when you saw that?
Well, as I was telling you earlier, I was getting tons of tweets about it, and it was the night before my fight, so I didn't want to view it. So I was building up a little bit of anxiety over it. I didn't know nobody told me who it was. Somebody told me like some guy on UFC Tonight was talking trash about you. So it had a little bit of anxiety into it. I said, I need to go and perform. I performed, I got my fight over with, I went home and I watched it, and I couldn't do anything but laugh. I called my manager and I was like, did you see this crap, dude? And he said, I've got to say though, I kind of laughed at it myself. So from there, it got a bunch of shares, it got a bunch of views, it was funny at the same time, and like you said a while ago, now, not even 6 months later, we're on the same card. We're both on the main card now. So yeah, I'm sure we'll rub elbows in the dressing room.
You got to get a shot with him with his teeth out, and you guys definitely need a shot.
We'll go out after. Hopefully, we get to go celebrate after.
He's a good guy. I know a lot of people give Josh some grief, but he's not a bad guy. He really isn't. Yeah. He was just having some fun. It was really I cracked up.
I didn't take it personal. It was fun.
Now listen, this is a home fight for you. You feeling any more pressure in that? I know it's kind of a question everybody asks, but there's something really great about fighting at home. But having having the crowd support, but then there's also something, I know some guys don't like it. Hey, you know what? I should probably sleep at the Fighter Hotel even though I could drive there. I should try to get in fight week mentality even though I could eat breakfast at home. What are you going to do, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, those all those little scenarios are things that have played out of my mind already. Honestly, as far as fighting at home here in LA, I've been living in LA for 10 years now, so I do call LA my home. But I don't really feel the pressures of fighting at home because I started my career here. You know, I've got, you know, all my Muay Thai fights, all my MMA fights, amateur and pro. Majority of them were here in LA, and so I've had, when I was in the RFA, to sell 100 tickets, and made me really nervous. I knew I had all these tickets and sponsors and family coming in. I've been in that scenario before. This is on a much more grander scale, but for me, fighting in LA, the more nervous thing about it is really just being on my first pay-per-view card, being on the main card, on a pay-per-view card that's going to get this much more media exposure and all the bright lights and everything that comes with pay-per-view, not so much fighting at home. Now, as we talked about earlier, if the New Orleans card is coming up.
Yeah, baby. Talk about your real home. Right.
My real home, I'm from Louisiana, so if I would be on that card, or if I'd ever get a chance to fight in Louisiana one day, that might give me a different kind of feeling inside, because then I know people that I grew up with my entire life would be coming out the woodworks to come watch me fight.
Well, I think we can make it happen because I think the timing is right. It's late February when you fight now. That card is June 6th. Daniel Cormier's on it. We think, like you said, you think you heard Dustin Poirier's already on it. They're going to stock it up with a bunch of local Louisiana boys. You got to get on that card.
That would be a dream, man. I mean, both of these would be a dream. To fight at the Staples Center, to go home, fight in New Orleans, the previous fight. Obviously, one fight at a time. I got to get through this fight, but with a victory in this fight, I think the stars could align, and you know, we should make that happen.
I do want to revisit the topic of you being the future of the UFC, something we talked about on UFC Tonight last night, PED use. There's a lot going on with that. UFC is going to be having a big meeting about it with NSAC and everything. Where would you like to see the organization go when it comes to that?
I think I kind of agree with most of the fighters that it needs to be more strict. I feel like we're putting these policies in place, and then they're kind of getting swept under the rug. Money seems to talk in these scenarios, and I know, you know, UFC is my company, and the UFC needs to make their money. But at the same time, we're giving guys slaps on the wrist, and it's kind of like it's a big story right when it hits the media the first week, and then it seems like it's kind of going away, and you're not really hearing as much about it. There needs to be bigger fines, and it just needs to be. DC said it on UFC Tonight about how this is a good thing for the sport, even though a lot of guys are saying it's a black eye for the sport. It's a good thing for the sport in terms of we're starting to clean out the old, but it is part of the dark ages, the dark days of the UFC, because I mean, it's just a lot of champions, a lot of people that everyone looks up to are getting caught and busted, and it's taking a bit of the spectacle away, you know, a bit of the magic feel of the UFC. So I'll be happy when it's all said and over. We just need to stay, I think we just need to stay consistent with it. Stay consistent, stay stern on the fines, and it's going to take a while to get rid of this, but after a period of time, a year or two, however long it takes, I think we'll start seeing a much cleaner sport and not have these topics come up every week, you know, in the news. I
feel it's unfortunate there's a large percentage of the audience, I think, that goes, oh, well, it's not who's on it, it's who gets caught. You know, they're all on it, and I feel bad for you guys that are the true martial artists that, you know, see the honor and the merit and approach it the right way. That perception right there is what hurts me. Exactly like you said, there's people that think just that everybody's on it, everybody's on something, and it's not true. It's not true. I never have my entire life, and not even me. A majority of the guys never have their entire life, and a majority of the guys are very clean. But you know, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody makes mistakes. I understand that, but we have to have more stern penalties to really get rid of it. No, it's not cheating, but it's insane. You go to cryotherapy. I guess it's legit. You're allowed to do that. Insanity. Yeah. What's the deal with that? Unfortunately, I couldn't go with you that day, and I said, Alan, I wouldn't be able to last 2 minutes, and you said it's okay. That's all it takes anyway. Exactly. But how did you get into that, and what does it do for you? That's great that you brought it up. Yeah, cryotherapy, they're my second family now. I visit them probably every other day from training. I try to go as much as often. But I mean, you're pretty much just in like a phone booth, and it gets down to negative 240 degrees. And your head is not out, right? It's literally, it's all enclosed. They have both of them. One of them you fully submerge, which I like because I have black eyes and cauliflower ears, so it helps with those kind of things. But if you're kind of claustrophobic, there's one that only comes up to your shoulders. Yeah. And some women prefer that. My wife prefers that one because she does get claustrophobic. But it pretty much, you know, it's like taking an ice bath. Instead of 15 minutes of wet cold, which is much worse than dry cold,
it's only 2 minutes. So it's a 2-minute dry, cold ice bath in comparison to a 15-minute wet one. But, you know, it reduces inflammation, gets rid of stiffness, soreness, bruises, all that stuff in about 2.5 minutes. So whenever I leave the gym, I go straight there. I jump in there. I come out about 15 minutes later. I start to feel the difference, and it just helps me with the double, you know, training 2-a-days and all that, instead of getting so stiff in between.
And the theory is that it sort of hyper oxygenates your organs and things, right? Because all the blood kind of rushes in to protect the core. The science behind it, and I know you're not a scientist, Alan, but I just don't get how it works.
I was gonna say that sounded pretty good. I'll go with that. I would go with reduces inflammation. That's the first.
I guess that's good. I guess, and from what my husband told me, a lot of things get reduced and constricted. He was like, "That's a humbling experience."
Well, yeah, you know, your body does fight back. I'm gonna just go to the muscles. The muscles do fight back and get tense. I'll save him on that one. But it's cold. It's cold. There's no two ways about it. A lot of times you come out of there, people say, "How do you feel?" I say, I'm freezing. Yeah, I'm cold. So. But it's better. It's better than the ocean. It's better than cold water. It's much less intense.
All right. Well, maybe I'll give it a try sometime. But I don't know. Don't wait for me there. We'll see. But Alan, I do want to say thank you. The first time we did an interview together was on Skype. It's nice to see you in person. Wishing you the best of luck. I think you're gonna have a great fight, and you know, you're doing all the right things. I really don't think there's anything more you could do to be prepared. You already look to be very close to weight. You're ready to rock.
Yeah. I never walk around too heavy. I'm always just genetically, I never really get that heavy, and then, you know, I eat pretty good and feeling good. You know, we're within 2 to 3 weeks now, and it's just, you know, counting down the days now, and I'll be ready.
Nice. Last question: does your wife like to come to your fights, or does she stay at home and not want? Oh, she does. Good.
She comes to my fights. She's been even since I started doing Muay Thai smokers years ago. She would come to all of them. She's used to it. It's more now about trying to get my son not to watch the fights, because I mean, Ninja Turtles gets him in a crazy mood. When he watched Dad fight, he goes nuts and he punches everybody. So you know, that's just the things that you have with having a 2-year-old son and being a professional fighter.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. Thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you, guys. Hey, I'm Alan Joban, and you're watching MMA Heat.
This is what's been working for me. It's been money in the honey hole. Defense. So, at first when I'm caught here, he got so deep, the first thing I want to do is protect this and then get up here. Like this at first. But this is only temporary. This is only to get my ass up. I want to go here. If I'm here, and I defend here, you try to come and grab me, I'm defending this. This is my defender here. Very hard to tap me here. All right? Eventually, I want a meat hook through here. And I'm out. So it's a meat hook that I'm looking for. So at first, I get caught. Get up here. And I go here. There's no way, even if I'm stuck here, dudes can't pull that leg out. You gotta be flexible. This is my flexibility is saving me here. So I got both my arms here, and eventually I want to get this here. I could swing it around. I can go like this. If I'm here, I can go boom, and now I'm out here. If I can grab his wrist here and sit up, this is also really good too. You could do this and come up here, boom, and then smash. That's always good, but you can't always come up on me. So bam, I'm right here. Pull it, go after it. I'm like, ooh. It's been working for me. I like it.
It's never too late to start your life over. Never could have dreamed for a vision to unfold like unmolded, fresh clay. You decide who you want to be today. It's a brand new morning, grand views are calling. Get up, this is your wake-up call in. There's no time to waste, man, no time to burn. Go ahead and make mistakes, and from that you learn and in turn appreciate all the simple things that bring joy in your life. Don't wait, be great.
go and tell the guy who is filming that he's out of. Is that? Yeah. Yes.
Do you think that the mindset of a typical points competitor is different than a submission-only competitor, or do you think it's only when they compete?
There are exceptions. There are point champions that are going after the submission regardless, whether there's points or not. They're fighting the same way, whether it's submission only or points. Keenan Cornelius, Rafa Mendes, Marcelo Garcia, Kron Gracie. There are those guys, no matter what, they're not going to sit there and hold. But generally, in the points game, it's a good strategy to get really good at holding. It's a good strategy if you want to win. That's good. But the submission-only game is totally different. There's no points. It makes no sense, especially in EBI. It makes no sense to hold and not do anything. If you're doing a submission-only match where after 15 minutes or whatever the match is, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's a draw. It does make sense to kind of stall at the end. You're like, maybe you're kind of tired, and you're like, I'll take a draw. It's better than getting tapped. There's a little problem there, because we want both. What do you have to do to get both competitors at the end of the match to really turn it up? What do you have to do? You have to. I think we figured it out with EBI, because there's no reason to hold on.
Yeah.
Unless, there is a little reason we can fix it with money, and we, again, the pot's at 10,000 now. I want to turn it up. I want it 50,000. I want 100,000. We get it on a network, $1 million or whatever crazy thing you could think of. The more money, the more exciting it's going to be. 100%. There's no, you got to throw money at it. It's got to be like a game show. There's just no, the money is the difference right there. That's what's going to turn the urgency levels all the way up to 12. Cool. And that's what we're trying to do.
go, Kev. Nice.
That stink?
Yeah, the bathroom smells so bad. The bathroom smells so bad from pollution. I think it's just from polluted water.
Just polluted water makes it smell bad?
And also, they don't...
They don't what? You can't even say it.
No, look at him. He just died thinking about it.
They have a lot of toilets, but there's just no toilet.
It's just a hole?
It's just a porcelain hole.
It's a shy one.
Yeah.
And you have to squat?
You have to squat.
Supposedly that's better for your bowels.
Supposedly.
That face. That face. Supposedly.
I was in the Forbidden City. I was walking around there, the Emperor's Palace.
Yeah.
And I got bad diarrhea. It was bad, like sweating, like I gotta fuck. And then there's a picture toilet, and you go in there, and it smells. As soon as you cross the threshold of the bathroom, it smells horrible. And you open up the first the stall door, and your mind can't even register it at first. Like, this must be under construction.
Oh no!
Because there's no toilet here, so that's the only explanation.
Oh my god!
And then you go to the next one, and you're like, what? Oh,
is there paper?
Fuck. No, there's no paper.
What?
Yeah.
Wash with your hand?
Well, first I just said I'm not doing this. I walked away.
Oh my god!
And then I was like, I took like 2 steps out of the bathroom, and I was like, oh yeah, diarrhea. What do you mean I'm not doing it? Of course I'm doing it.
So you went back in and washed your butt? Is that what you have to do?
So this guy who owned the bar, the club was in Shanghai, gave me this tissue packet, and he goes, you'll need this. And then it was like, oh yeah, but you got to pull your pants all the way down, squat over it, but also try not to shit into your pants. So you gotta like lean back. You can't go over the balls of your feet. You gotta go over your heel.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a better way.
What do you do with explosive diarrhea though? It seems like you're gonna miss.
Blast it into that hole. You
gotta hover over that hole.
You're like half a foot over the hole.
Is that good for your quads?
It's good for your core. It definitely works on your core.
I would feel like that would really work your core a lot.
And there's no air conditioning. It's so hot.
That would work your resolve.
Yeah.
Does the shit hit your ankles though? Because I mean, I have explosive diarrhea. It feels like I'm just going to hit my feet.
Picture this. I'm down.
Okay.
Okay. So like
squatting right now.
So like your ass is right. It's like
over the hole.
Yeah.
Filling the hole essentially.
Your feet, if you're moved far enough away.
What do you do if you have bad knees?
Ow. You do after that. Everyone has it after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned a lot today.
What's up, guys? It's Zach from Pennsylvania, Bethlehem here in Pennsylvania. We got Eddie Bravo in the house today. We're ready to learn some shit.
After this, he's going to try to push his leg down really hard on the sleeves and then extend it. He's like that. No, how you don't stop. You know what that's not. Look at it. You know it's going to go right here as well. And then wrist to ankle and then pull right here. Once you get right here. The reason I like that left arm is because in this position I can really manipulate it here. I can pump it. And then once I pump it in, I'm going to lock that shoulder, but instead of crossing my head, not try to push it off like that. I just try to out the overhook over the ankle into the armpit, C cup right here. Good, right. Doing that fast, right. And being able to go back to this angle here as opposed to staying here. Going back. Going back. You don't have to stay there. Sometimes you know, it's nice. Good old fashioned. Zach, John, Michael holding it down like savages. Don't fuck with them, Santa Penta.
So Eddie, obviously we're here to talk about EBI 3, but first I want to talk to you about your background. I didn't become aware of you until not too long ago. It seems like you've been competing a lot more, maybe more on the West Coast as well. When did you get your black belt? Who did you start with? Who are your main training partners, teachers?
I actually started out on Long Island in New York under a small team called Texel. My instructor was Krishna Mirza, who bounced around a bit, but he's mostly a Sarah guy. I'm still good on good terms, train with him a lot. Good guy. Small team, but a lot of really good competitors came out of there. I don't know if you're familiar with John Sateva as well from Marcellus. Mm-hmm. We came up together, same team on Long Island, and moved to the city.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, separate camps though. So.
And when did you move over to Henzo's?
I moved over to Henzo's about a year and a half, 2 years into my training or so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And when did you get your black belt?
Mid-January, so like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been making your debut.
Yeah, pretty recently. Yeah. So nice. You're like, oh, what's different since you got your black belt? Nothing. It was like a few weeks ago.
Did you compete much in IBJJF tournaments before?
No, actually, I've never done one of the large IBJJF tournaments. I've done like a Long Island Pride, which has IBJJF rules, but it's not really an IBJJF tournament. No, I've never competed in one.
It seems like you're competing a lot more in no-gi. Is that your preference?
Yes, it is. My original team came up no-gi as well. We did mostly that just because we were sort of a school club, so you just more convenient. Random bodies come in, hard to get them gis and stuff, but you get them shorts and a t-shirt, get them rolling. So it's sort of more of an art of the people, the no-gi approach. So,
right.
Yeah.
In your match with Denny Prokopos at the Gracie Nationals, it seemed like you had a strict game plan and you stuck to it, and it was successful. Is leg locks your main focus when competing?
When competing, I look to submit my opponent. Submission grappling is what I consider myself a submission grappler. So I look to submit my opponent, and legs just happen to be available more often than not. People defend the upper body very well, they hip in, and the legs become available. So I'll take any submission I can, but legs tend to be more available, and I do consider myself a leg lock specialist. Like, I know leg locks fairly well. So yeah, it wasn't necessarily a sole focus. I'd take any submission I can get happily. But against Denny, certainly that was the approach. I knew he would try to take outside positions with his legs, trying to get me in rubber guard and high guards of variations. So I had a feeling that would be the way I was going to end the fight, and that was my intention. So.
One of your training partners, Gary Tonin, is also known for his leg locks, and some people have referred to you as Gary's leg lock coach, which seems strange to me since Gary trained with Tom DeBlas, John Danaher. Do you consider yourself Gary's leg lock coach?
Maybe in the very beginning when he first came to John, but no, we're training partners now. When he first came, he didn't have any leg locks, significant leg locks at all. He came getting ready for ADCC his first time around. So he started studying some leg locks. He learned very, very quickly though. It was much easier to deal with leg locks before he learned them. Now he's a monster. He's definitely a complete leg locker and a complete grappler, in that sense. So.
Is it just a coincidence that both of you focus on leg locks, or is that part of the culture now at Renzo Gracie's Academy?
Yeah, it certainly is part of the culture. Leg locks are not discouraged in Danaher's class at all. They're not particularly encouraged. It's just submission's a submission. Leg locks are valid submissions. Reaping's never been disallowed. Heel hooks have never been frowned upon. And I think as soon as you remove those restrictions, the school will naturally gravitate towards those. People will gravitate towards those, just because they are efficient and effective submissions. Easier to get to, legs are always available. You have to play guards differently. People don't play closed guard as often at Renzo Gracie Academy, very rarely, because of the threat of leg locks in the process of getting there. They don't play knee shield guards for the same reason. So all of a sudden there's this whole there's a whole bunch of strategic considerations that arise as soon as you start adding these in, and they organically arise. It's not, forced upon. It's not like, oh, we're teaching leg locks every day. Danaher, teaches leg locks no more or less than any other technique. It's just that they are an effective and efficient submission. The legs tend to be very available. So yeah, I think the culture arises from that organically.
Aim for the head, go for the throat. One for the money and two for the show. Shooting like stars to travel the globe. Zooming your view like a Truman alone. Root of the bone, roof getting blown. All for this motherfucker burying my soul. Now that you know, take it in stride. Nobody's gonna make it out alive. You're probably gonna wanna pray to Christ. Take a moment to breathe and heed advice. Weaving this web to seeds of lies. Attracts every angle, creed and type. I knew that I couldn't believe the hype. I knew I had to see it in a different light. I knew I gotta...
This next choke is super old school. I call it the Dan Severn choke because it's almost like, how do I say it? Let me show it to you. Dan Severn choked out Joe Charles in UFC 6 like this. He just got his back, choked him out like this. So that was really the first time I saw the rear naked choke, not like this. You see Hoist doing, he's like this, and then Dan Severn kind of, and it looked like he kind of gooned. He gooned it, like, Rrr. He had his hooks in, and so I called this next move the Dan Severn choke, but it's not really just this. It's more than what Dan Severn was doing, is having the body triangle in there as well. This is huge. And I found a spot for me, and I can't do it on both sides. I only can do it on this side here. That if I have a body triangle, also known as an anaconda here, if I have this, and I'm on this side, I'm not even gonna try a rear naked choke. For me, if I could just get around his neck.
Anything that you want to do is sacrifice. You want to win a professional MMA fight? Sacrifice. Thinking about it, eating it, breathing it, that's what you have to do.
It means the world to me. This is all I do. I don't have another job, I just do this.
The second the guy puts his hands on me, the second the guy throws a punch at me, that flip switches and I just fall back on what I do every day.
He's an animal. Everything he tries to do is, 100%. It's either, win or go home.
You're working on, did I get any more dangerous today? Every day you want to just be better than you were yesterday, you know what I mean? So it's just evolution as a human being, man, period.
By all means, I could lose, I could get knocked out, and I could get tapped out, just like anybody else, my family and friends, they understand it because they see how hard I work. This one's for me.
Where you going, you're not coming back from.
So Eddie, you have so many unique submissions. What's your favorite standing submission?
The standing twister.
How's that work? I think I've seen Sakuraba do this.
This is the abdominal strip. I might fall over this thing, so be careful, guys.
And how would you set that up?
Against the fence. You'd have to use. In pro wrestling, it's easy. You just go right in the center of the ring. The guy will help you set it up. But in a real MMA fight, you'd have to lean against the fence. I was going to lean against this, but
So using this as a
like this over here. Over here.
Down against the cage.
Right, we're like this, right? Like this, and then boom, and then bam, we're right here, and then boom, leaning against the. Hey, that's all hypotheses. I've never done MMA, so fuck do I know.
Maybe a little low percentage, but
Yeah.
man, if someone could pull that off,
It
they'd
could work.
be a
It could work.
superstar.
Hey, you know what? They're doing those front snap kicks to the jaw that everyone thought was too Karate Kid-ish, but they're working now.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I started training martial arts when I was 11, and a lot of the benefits that I got in the beginning have continued throughout my life. So helping with fitness and discipline has always been a part of the martial arts that I've trained, regardless of whether or not I was sparring all the time or not. But not all of the martial arts that I trained were as open to questioning and testing as jiu-jitsu is. So as I got older, it didn't settle as much with me, but a lot of the core values like having discipline and being focused on what you're doing and working together to build a skill set, that's been there the whole time. A lot of people are interested in jiu-jitsu, a lot of it because of MMA, but I could also say interested in martial arts in general. A lot of people use it as like a form of meditation or like a way to balance themselves. Definitely for fitness, I've seen people change their lives for the better that way. They start exercising, that's gonna happen. And if you have something that's as addictive as jiu-jitsu and your desire to learn and improve also fits in with having an exercise routine while it's like winning all over the place. Yeah, my plan was to do jiu-jitsu for 2 years to work on that skill set, to then go to switch up and train and fight MMA. But I've fallen in love with jiu-jitsu on like a day-to-day basis. It's something I can do all the time. I can go really hard with my partners and we don't have to hurt each other. It's really cool. So yeah, I fell in love with jiu-jitsu from there, but I would still like to compete in MMA. Having my own school, it helps me train and share the art with my students, and my goal was to give them the opportunity to connect to that community at as early an age as possible so that they can make the most out of it. I got a lot out of my training, but what I'm getting out of it now is far beyond anything I've done before.
Here we go.
Rob. All right, we got 2 minutes left, Rob. 2 minutes left. Head control, here we go, Rob.
Turn the corner on it. Here we go. Sit up, Rob. "40 seconds, Rob. You got time. Here we go. There you go. Squeeze that. Turn the corner. Squeeze that.